We are continuing with the code we had yesterday. It's just a bit modified a little bit, but it's essentially the same functionalities. And today we would like to touch on intercanister calling, right? So that we can see how you would perform intercanister calling within canisters. There are like two methods which we will explore together. So let's name our canister here. We use as canister, and then let's just rename its name. Users. So say we want to create another canister, a second canister. This one, yeah, we can just call it the main one. It's fine. So in this canister, in this empty canister, this is where we want to perform some intercanister calling with the user's canister, right? So let's okay, right. So there are two ways to do intercanister calling. The one, like when you're doing from the back end, is to do it to call a canister by interface. So this is like the case where the canister is not in your code, it's an external canister somewhere, but you have access to its interface. I will also look at how you can get hold of the interface of a canister you want to communicate to, and its canister ID. So how you will go about it is with the first method of using the interface, you need to declare the interface for that canister first, right? So to declare the interface is usually in this format. You can have it like, let the canister we want to, or the actor we want to communicate with the users. So let's call it users actor, right? Equals actor, and then here you pass in the canister ID of the canister you want to call. It's an actor. And then inside here, that's where you define the interface like the functions of that canister, which you want to call, all right? So let's see on our own ways you can get that interface. So first of all, let's just deploy this canister to the playground so that we can analyze it on the dashboard, right? Let me just configure it. So we now have this backend canister, and we have a second one, the users. which we just created. Its users. Okay. We specify the type. It's Motoko. Why am I getting an error? What? Yeah, let me undo some changes here. Don't know what's happening. Okay. I was writing this at the wrong place. Okay. We've configured our users canister. Let's just deploy it on the playground so that we can easily access its interface in the correct format. So we just do dfx deploy users playground. So on the playground, it will be live for 20 minutes. So it's deploying. Something wrong. Backend users. So to create main is required. Okay. Oh. Here it should be main. Let's deploy again. Right, so it's live. This is the candid interface of our canister, but we don't want to use this one. What we want is to access it through the dashboard so that we can have some more functionality and freedom to do other stuff. So we're here. We search, we paste our canister ID, and then we search it. And here we go. Here it is. So this is our canister. Its methods here, and then the canister interface. This is what I was talking about. So this is where we want to grab the interface for the canister. So we'll come to Motoko, and this is the interface. So you would come and copy these functions and have them in the interface which we had created here. Right. So we will need the users type. Again, if it's a foreign canister which we don't have in our project, the types are also here. So you can also grab the types from here. You can also just copy them and paste them so that you can have them. and it will just work. However, we don't really want to use it like this in our case. We want to organize it better. So we would like to have our types in this types module. In this types module, and yeah, let's not have some redundant code here. So since we now have the types in this types module, we just need to import them into our projects, into our canisters. So import types. Then we want the user. Type user. And let's do the same in the second canister. All right. Get user. We can specify the type, but this one we won't be needing it. So the interface, when you are like setting up the interface, you don't need to like put all the functions of that canister. Like you can just put the functions which you want to use in the canister calling, and it should just work. And this should just work. So our interface is now complete, and now we can start calling the canister. So yeah, ChatGPT Copilot was correct. We want to create a user, but we want to create through the interface. We want to create a user in this canister. All right. So we refer to the interface, right? And then let's see if we want to get all users, public get all users to work the same way. The only difference now is with this type of intercanister calling, you don't get to have fast query calls. All the calls will be handled as update calls, right? So you won't get to have those fast query calls. There is a special type of calls called composite calls, which can help you to have quicker like query calls in intercanister calling, but we'll touch them later. For now, we just want to work with this easier way, and then we'll touch about advanced composite calls sometime later. So yeah, with this, we are now performing intercanister calling by interface, right? So let's test this out. Let's do dfx deploy. Let's start in background. Okay, reflex deploy. Okay, so it's giving an error. It's because here we need to have an actual canister ID. So this is why it's giving us this error. So we just need to grab the correct canister ID for this canister. It's this one. No. It's the canister ID. So this is another place where you can grab the canister IDs. All right. So as your canisters get built, this directory is generated, is automatically generated, and then there was some files, the web modules, the compiled WASM modules will be here, the canister IDs will be here, and some other data as well will be here. So yeah, if we are deploying to live, we will also get an IC directory. So you see, we once deployed to playground, we also see the playground deployment we did. The canister IDs are here as well. So yeah, just good to know about that. So we grabbed our canister ID, we put it in place. Let's deploy. This error should disappear now. Okay. So we have this backend canister, right? So you can see it have these two functions, create, which are calling the functions in this users function. So let's try to create a users through this function. Let's give them access level. Let's create. Right. So we created this user. Then let's try to get all users. Yeah. We got an array of all the users that are at the moment. Now let's open the users canister itself and see if the data we created through the canister calling is actually there. Let's get all users. There you go. We now have the user. Yeah, we can even get by ID, by my email. So what is it here? My email will also get the user. The only difference is here, the query functions are true query functions. They are fast, they are quick. They are not going through any consensus. But here, all the functions will be treated as update function, so they take a bit of time. So yeah, thing to keep in mind. Okay, yeah, so now let's move on to the other method of doing intercanister calling. So in the case where I have the canister in my code, like in my project here, I have it next door like this case which we have here. We don't need to go through this process of creating the interface and all, right? There's another way, another convenient way to go about it. So that method would be to import the canister. So one quicker way to do it would be to set the canister which you want to have, like to do intercanister calling, to set it as a dependency, the canister you want to call it from. So we have the users. You just need to set it as a dependency for, yeah, looks like it was listening to me. As the dependency of the canister where you want to call it from. So that's step one. Step two, you need to import it then. So let's import user actor method 2, right? We want to import it from Motok or canister users. There we go. What is it saying? Canister users not defined. Oh no, it's not. It's not Motok, or it's like this. Yeah. So it's canister and then users. So now right. So now we want to call other functions like the delete user. Let's see. Yeah, this is correct. But now we don't want to use the user actor here. We want to use the user actor method 2. So let's go like user actor method 2. Yeah. So it will know automatically what's happening, what's cooking. And then let's create another method like to get user public function, get user ID. Yeah, so you can see it's giving an error here because it already knows the type of this function in the user actor. So it's giving an error that expression of result cannot produce. So this function is returning a result, and that result type cannot produce the type which we put in place here. So as you can see, the get user function from here, it's returning a result like this. So for us to fix this error, we also need to return the same result. That's how we can silence the error. Great. Yeah. So now this will work. So let's deploy it. Okay. So now let's yeah. This is our canister, the main one. So let's refresh it. It should have two more functions, right? The get, the delete user, and the get user. So we had already created a user, right? With the let's just see the users we have. Right. Yeah, we have this user Enoch with an email address, my email. So the email is the ID here which is being used. So this method is using this get all users is using the intercanister by interface method, but now we want to do get user using this other method where we import the canister, right? So to get user. So now let's do get user. Let's pass in the email. Since we are communicating to the same canister, it should just work. And there we go. Yeah, we now got the user. So these are the two methods we have for intercanister calling. Yeah, and I think that's it for today's session. If there are questions, we can take them at this point. Hi, Gerald, how is it?
Yeah, it's just okay. I was just following the. I'm sure next time I'll join. I'll ask where I want to be clear.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the recordings are available to be uploading shortly after the session. You can catch up. I'm sure the stuff we just covered in this session and yesterday's session will really help you here if you just go through it.
All right.
Cool. All right. So some Longo and Sibo, any questions? You guys are good, or you need to catch up? I hope you didn't got confused a lot.
For now, I'm a bit confused, but I'll just go through the tutorial first, and then
Okay, sure. Yeah, go through the previous sessions.
Okay, cool.
You get up to speed. Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. That's it for today. We catch up tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
Sharp, sharp.